Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, some more frustrating news in the career of Filip Hrgovic. Of course, this past weekend, Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin fought each other in what was billed as an IBF secondary eliminator. Essentially, the winner of that fight, which was Luis Ortiz, was then in line to fight Filip Hrgovic in a final eliminator. A couple of days later, Luis Ortiz has turned down that opportunity. I presume that he's going in a different direction, or that Al Haymon more precisely told him what direction he's going in, and it doesn't involve Hrgovic. Maybe we'll get a third Deontay Wilder fight if we're lucky. What a fucking joke. First and foremost, not a good look for Luis Ortiz. I mean, this guy's had the reputation of being a boogeyman in the heavyweight division, yet not once but twice he has now turned down a Filip Hrgovic final eliminator, and obviously on top of that, he turned down a career high payday to fight Anthony Joshua. I think it's safe to say now that, Luis Ortiz was never the boogeyman like Michael Myers. He's more like Leprechaun. He's a joke at this point in time. He's being pimped out, whored out, and he's going to get cashed out real soon. Maybe Andy Ruiz, who knows. So fuck Luis Ortiz. I mean, I see the PBC shills on social media saying, well, there's no money to fight Filip Hrgovic. And you know what? Those people are right. But you've got to back yourself. If you fight Filip Hrgovic and beat him in a final eliminator, you have a heavyweight title shot. And that is obviously going to be the winner of Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk, both of which would pay very well, especially if it's Anthony Joshua. So, sometimes you have to back yourself to see the bigger picture. But it's obvious Luis Ortiz, his team, Al Haymon, have no faith in this guy. They realise what he has left, which is next to nothing. We saw that against Charles Martin. So they're going to cash this guy out for one of their guys. And, Luis Ortiz has always been a spare wheel in his career. Certainly in the last 5 or 6 years. It was the same under Matchroom. And now it's that times 10 under the PBC. Al Haymon somehow managed to convince this guy to turn down a career high payday against Anthony Joshua in Madison Square Garden. I mean, does Al Haymon have some dodgy pictures of Luis Ortiz, or is this guy just that dumb? But it is what it is, man. What can you say? What can you say? This Filip Hrgovic situation right now is a complete joke. Hrgovic has been in line to fight an eliminator now for quite some time. Originally, of course, it was supposed to be Michael Hunter, and Michael Hunter pulled out. The IBF originally outlined their intent for that fight, Hunter versus Hrgovic, back in February of 2021. Here we are, almost a year later. Filip Hrgovic still doesn't have an opponent to fight in a final eliminator. I hear news now that they're going to go down to Joseph Parker to see if he wants to fight. But now they are literally going back down the rankings again after everybody turned it down originally. So quite frankly, at this point in time, honestly, if Joseph Parker doesn't take this fight, just make this guy mandatory by default. Everybody's turned it down. Everybody's had their opportunity. And as a result, this guy's career, Filip Hrgovic's career, is being wasted through the cowardice of other fighters. And I don't really see that as just or fair. He's number one. Nobody wants to fight him in an eliminator. Make this guy mandatory. That simple. It would solve this issue. And in the meantime, Hrgovic should just stay busy. Just fight who you can fight. Fight on a regular basis. Trim some weight down because I think he's looked a bit heavy in his last couple of fights. Quite frankly, Filip Hrgovic strikes me as a fighter who's not all that motivated right now by his opponents. They don't really bring anything to the table. And I think we've seen that in his performances. He's been getting caught by silly shots. Doesn't seem to be in the best shape that he could be in. So, I mean, I would just make this guy mandatory at this point in time. I think it's the easiest solution to this clusterfuck. And yeah, in the meantime, Hrgovic should be as active as possible and try and fight some good guys while he waits for his title shot. That's going to be easier said than done because most top guys have turned down this fight, so what can you say? I mean, it's thoroughly disappointing. It's really disappointing, man. And again, it goes to show why the PBC have this reputation of being hard to work with or unwilling to work with other promoters. And it's deserved, quite frankly, that reputation. This fight makes sense for Luis Ortiz right now. He's 42 years old. He's talking like he wants a title shot, which is fair enough. If that's the case, fight an Eliminator and earn your shot at a title. But he's not willing to do that. What's this guy going to do? Hope that Tyson Fury gives him a title shot. Where is the title shot coming from? He's turned down a pathway to a shot at a unified heavyweight champion, which is what the winner of Joshua Usyk will be. So Ortiz is saying he wants a title shot. Where's it coming from? Tyson Fury's not going to give you a title shot. He's got to fight White next. So, I mean, Luis Ortiz, man, I'm not sure what the deal is with this guy. I mean, from an outsider looking in, it's like this guy is just being pimped out, and he seems happy with it. So, what can I say? Disappointing news. I would have been interested in Hrgovic versus Ortiz. Ortiz is definitely past his best, as I said in my post-fight review for Ortiz Martin, but he still has power, he still has experience, and he would be the best guy Hrgovic has ever fought. So I would have been interested in the fight. But yeah, I mean, it's a crazy situation. I've not seen anything like this before in boxing. So I hope Hrgovic gets his Eliminator soon. But, we've been waiting this whole time, so who knows how much longer this is going to be dragged out. I mean, quite frankly, I don't really understand the reluctance to fight Filip Hrgovic. I mean, yeah, he's unbeaten, he's a big dude, he seems to carry power, and he is a good prospect coming from good amateur background, but this guy is completely untested. For all we know, in the pros, this guy isn't the goods. But no fighter out there is willing to try and test that and back themselves. It's a shame. It really is. But we'll see how this story progresses and we will go from there. But anyway, share your thoughts below. What do you make of this news and what do you suggest is the solution to this clusterfuck? Share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.